Earlier today, it was officially confirmed that Xabi Alonso has departed Real Madrid, ending a spell that lasted less than a full season. In the club's statement, Real Madrid said that, by mutual agreement between the club and Xabi Alonso, it has been decided to end his time as first-team coach. And that wording matters, because this wasn't a ruthless Madrid sacking. This was Alonso walking away. Multiple reports suggest that Alonso himself went to the club and made it clear he no longer wanted to continue in the role. The reason wasn't results. It wasn't league position. It was exhaustion, mental exhaustion, caused by an increasingly unmanageable dressing room, growing ego clashes, and a lack of institutional backing when tensions escalated. That context is important, but it also needs to be kept in perspective. Despite all the noise, Alonso still won 24 of his 34 matches in charge. That's a 71% win percentage. Real Madrid currently sits second in La Liga, just 4 points off the top. So on paper, this is technically not a failed tenure. But the final straw came in the Spanish Super Cup final against Barcelona, a 3-2 defeat that perfectly summarized Alonso's Madrid spell. Tactical friction, questionable substitutions, and, most importantly, a visible power imbalance between manager and players. The post-match fallout, particularly involving Kylian Mbappe and the guard of honor situation, made one thing clear. At Real Madrid, the manager adapts to the stars, not the other way around, and that is precisely why Liverpool should move now. Now let's be clear about something before we go any further. This is not about nostalgia. This is not about Alonso being a former Liverpool player. And this is not about emotion for the sake of it. This is about fit. Unlike Madrid, Liverpool is a club where tactical authority still matters, where structure is respected, where the dressing room historically buys into a collective idea rather than individual dominance. And right now, Liverpool are a club searching for clarity. Rather than dissecting Arne Slot's struggles, which are obvious to anyone watching, the more productive conversation is this. What could Alonso actually build here? Because Liverpool's current squad is far closer to his Leverkusen model than people realize. At Bayer Leverkusen, Alonso built one of the most structurally intelligent teams in Europe using a flexible 3-4-2-1/3-4-3 system. The key principle wasn't the formation itself, it was role clarity. Leverkusen attacked in layers. They stretched teams horizontally with aggressive wingbacks, overloaded central zones with technical midfielders, and created constant numerical superiority between the lines. And crucially, when central areas were blocked, they didn't force it. They went wide, isolated defenders, and attacked 1 versus 1, something Liverpool have largely lost this season. Now look at Liverpool's personnel. Last summer, Liverpool signed Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez, 2 players who are not traditional fullbacks and not true wingers either. They are wingbacks. Under Slot, both have been misprofiled to a certain extent. Initially used as conservative fullbacks, then Frimpong pushed high as a right winger after Salah's departure to AFCON. It's worked in moments, but structurally it's incoherent. Under Alonso, that problem disappears instantly. In a back 3 system, one that Alonso previously deployed successfully at Leverkusen, Kerkez and Frimpong become what they naturally are, wide midfielders with license to attack, who can also drop into a back 5 when required. That alone would restore Liverpool's width, verticality, and directness. Everything in Alonso's attacking structure revolves around a central technician. At Leverkusen, that player was Florian Wirtz. Wirtz didn't just play as a number 10, he orchestrated space. He drifted into half spaces, pulled midfielders out of position, and connected wingbacks to forwards with devastating consistency. His output speaks for itself. Double-digit goals and assists across multiple seasons, while also dictating tempo and progression. At Liverpool, Wirtz would immediately become the focal point of the attack. Not isolated, not forced wide, but placed exactly where he hurts teams the most. Next, one of Liverpool's biggest issues this season has been defensive instability. A back 3 of Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and Joe Gomez immediately provides balance for the time being, while Liverpool can go and strengthen in the transfer window. It protects space in transition. It allows the wingbacks to be aggressive without exposing the centre, and it reduces the constant emergency defending Liverpool have been forced into. Yes, Liverpool still needs centre-back reinforcements, but that need exists regardless of who the manager is, so bringing in extra players is a non-negotiable. In midfield, Alonso has always preferred intelligence over chaos. A double pivot of Dominik Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch offers physicality, ball carrying, and vertical progression, with rotation options like Alexis Mac Allister and Curtis Jones adding control when required. This isn't about constant pressing, it's about controlled aggression, choosing when to accelerate the game, not forcing it every possession. Then up front, Alonso's system thrives on movement rather than fixed roles. With Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak, Liverpool would have 2 forwards capable of drifting, dropping, and attacking space rather than standing on centre-backs. That fluidity is exactly what Alonso's positional rotations demand. So in a 3-4-1-2, Liverpool could line up as follows: Alisson in goal, Van Dijk, Konate, Gomez as the back three, Kerkez and Frimpong as attacking wing-backs, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in midfield, Wirtz as the central creator, Ekitike and Isak leading the line. That is not a fantasy 11. That is a coherent system. Xabi Alonso didn't fail at Real Madrid. Real Madrid simply wasn't the right environment. Too many egos and player power for him to deploy his tactics properly. Liverpool, right now, is. And if Liverpool hesitate, someone else won't.